What's good, YouTube? It's your boy LM Steel Fitness back at y'all with another video. So today we're going to be looking at the Megastar Fitness lever arms or jammer arm attachments for your squat rack in your home gym. I purchased these from Amazon a couple of weeks ago, so just giving myself a little bit of time to go over them. Do some workouts so I could give you guys an honest review. You can also get these from the Megastar Fitness website, but they cost a little bit more buying them directly from Megastar Fitness. So I chose the Amazon route. So what I want to do today is go over these lever arms or jammer arms, let you know what I think, and help you guys be able to make a good decision on whether or not you should purchase these for you. Go over the pros and cons and take a look at some of the exercises that we can do with them. The ease of use, meaning taking them on and off of the squat rack or adjusting them, moving them up and down, and then how they work with the cable system. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, guys, so first things first, moving up and down my squat rack with the lever arm attached. These are the Megastar Fitness model number TK-800 adjustable lever arms. Okay, as you notice, these are a black powder coated version. I think this is the only, I'll say, color that they come in. It's a real heavy duty gauge steel, so pretty good quality from that standpoint. Let's take a good look at them here. Move over to the other side, get a good look at that one. And there you have it. Now, these lever arms are rated at 350 pound per arm capacity. They fit 1 and 2 inch or Olympic style plates. So these little adapters that are on the arms where you would place the weights, you have 2 mounting points for stacking plates onto the lever arms. And these little adapters can slide off if you need to use 1 inch standard plates. Of course, I'm using 2 inch Olympic size plates, so I'm using the bigger adapters. Okay, so down here, starting from the bottom, as you can see, here's one plate mounting point, and this basically just screws on into one of the 1 inch holes. By the way, these attachments are made from 2x2 tubing, 2x2 inch tubing with a 1 inch hole, and they just screw on to the rack to hold your plates. Also, moving up, the arm attachments where you would place your hand for your hand placements, these are adjustable up and down the rack. As you can see, they have pins that you can just pull out and slide the weight or slide the handles up and down to adjust them for whatever exercise that you're doing. And then over here, as you can see, we have another plate mounting point that's attached to that guide that slides up and down on the opposite side. Also, you have a mounting point for your cable attachment. So if you're doing any type of cable work and you don't want to stack plates, you have that option as well. And you'll see me doing some exercises when I get to the demo piece. Okay, moving on up top, where the actual arm attaches to the rack. Now my rack is a Major Fitness Drone 2 using 2 by 2 inch tubing, and these lever arms will work on 2 by 2, 2 by 3, or 3 by 3 inch tubing. And I'll show you once I get to the point of taking them off and putting them back on, how they adapt and adjust to each rack size. Okay. Right here is where you would adjust your arms for whatever exercises you're doing. So if you need the arms to come out a little bit more for, say, shoulder presses, for example, you would just pull this pin out and you could move the arm out, and then you would put the pin in the appropriate hole so that it stays where you want it to stay or wherever you need it. All right. Another good thing about this rack is the fact that you have a little slot here where it's kind of cut out so that if you are using your cable system, it gives the cable room to move through freely without being interfered with, and you get that good smooth motion. Okay. So some of the things that I want to go over with this rack, as I stated, it's designed for 2 by 2, 2 by 3, or 3 by 3 uprights. The arm itself, each arm itself, they weigh about 25.3 pounds. Megastar Fitness will give you a 2-year replacement service on wear parts. The length of the arm is actually 36.7 inches. And then up top here, where it connects to the rack, it extends out about 12 inches or a little over a foot. Okay. Now, some of the pros that I want to go over and talk about with these lever arm attachments is that they give you the ability to use them for multiple machine-like exercises. So if you're working out in a home gym, such as I am, it gives you the ability to emulate or simulate multiple gym machines in a small space. So that's one of the big benefits. They're relatively easy to set up and move up and down, easy to adjust. And then, of course, as I stated, you can use your cable systems with them, so they're cable system friendly. Some of the cons is that these arms only move on one plane, meaning that they only move up and down or horizontal. You got some lever arms out there that are better or may cost you a little bit more to get, that move on a vertical and a horizontal plane, which gives you more flexibility with some of your movements during your exercises, but you're going to pay a little bit extra for that. So you're getting good quality here for what you pay. And then the other con that I have is the tolerances are a bit loose, so you will get some play when you're moving weight up and down. If you look at the rack while the weight's moving, you will see the arms just moving slightly. Nothing to worry about. They are firmly attached to the rack. They're not going to fall off, but you will get that extra play. The other thing I noticed is that I got a few new scratches on my rack from attaching the lever arms. And so I think I got a solution for that, but I'll show you what I mean once I take the arm off and go through reattaching it, what my plan is for keeping my rack from getting scratched. So with that, I'm going to show you how I remove and attach these lever arms to the rack and show you how easy it is so that you guys could have a good warm and fuzzy about doing it when you do decide to get these, or if you decide you want to purchase these for your rack. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the lever arms from the squat rack and adjust them down so that you can see how they attach and how they disconnect and how I connect them to the squat rack. But in between that, I'm going to show you a few things based on how they attach to each rack based on the size of the tubing that you're using. So the first thing is you've got these pins back here that you can pull out that help them stay connected. And then you've got these little screw ends here that you can loosen up to release it from the tubing on your rack. But before I do that, I'm gonna disconnect my cable. Slide that down. All right, so once I loosen it up, as you can see, the lever arm just pulls right out. One thing you need to be careful of is when you're taking it on and off, make sure that you keep your fingers out of this area because you don't want to get your finger caught in there and hurt yourself. But one thing I want to show you guys is right here on where the lever arms attached, where the lever arms attached to your rack. As you can see, these little screw-in dowels move in and out to adjust themselves for the size of your tubing. In my case, I have a 2x2 inch tubing with a 1-inch hole. These lever arms only fit the 1-inch hole tubing, so be cognizant of that. The other thing I want to point out is you see these little pressure plates. As you turn, these will lock in on the side of your rack. The problem I'm having with this is that I noticed that these pressure plates are putting some scratches on my squat rack. As you notice here, you can see right where I had it, you can see some little scratches forming right there. So my solution is, I don't know if you guys are aware of the little foot plates, the little foot pads that you can get for chairs that allow you to slide your chairs on the floor freely. I'm going to stick a few of those on the inside right there on each pressure plate to see if that can help me with minimizing the scratches I put on my rack. So that's what I propose as a solution for that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this back on a different position to show you how simple it is to attach. So basically I'll pick it up. I'll just go with the 12 hole here. Slide that right in, and as you notice, it goes right in. And then once I get it in, I'll push it forward a little bit, and then I'll put my pin in. That'll lock it in place. And then I can just tighten these up. And I'm on. So what did that take, about 10 seconds to do? Not long at all. So pretty good. The other adjustment that I wanted to show you that I went over is right now the arms are just hanging vertically. So pretty much in a free swinging position for things like push press or incline chest press from a bench. But let's say I wanted to do incline bench or shoulder press. I could move the arm out and I could find my, there we go. I can move the arm out, and as you can see, it extends it out a little bit. And if I'm doing exercises that require me push from this point, and there you have it. So good stuff there. So you've got about 6 or 7 points of adjustment that you can move these arms out to get you in position to do whatever exercise you're trying to do with these lever arms. So I'll put this back down. And then moving down here, the other thing I wanted to show you is how easy it is to slide these arms up and down. So if I take these pins out and I wanted to move the arms up to another point of adjustment for the type of exercise that I'm doing, bam, I'm set. So as you noticed, I've moved the arm placement up a little bit higher, which also adjusts this weight plate holder up on the opposite side of that. So like I said, depending on what exercises you're doing, you've got multiple points of adjustment for arm placement and for the position of the arm itself. I don't know if I mentioned each one of these arms weigh about 25 pounds. So if you're adding weight, please keep that into consideration for whatever exercises you're doing. These arms do carry a little bit of weight themselves. All right, so right here, as I pointed out earlier, there's a hole right there. So if you're using a cable system, that's where you would connect your cable from your pulley, so that if you don't want to load weight on either of these arms, you can just attach your pulley system and then add your weight onto your pulley system and have it work for you that way. So I think that's pretty good. All right. So with that being said, with the 2 weeks or so that I've had these, I've enjoyed using them. No real issues to report other than a little bit of an inconvenience taking them on and off when I want to use my rack for other things other than the lever arms. It's just a matter of taking them on and off. But it, like as you saw, it doesn't take long at all to do. It's just a minor inconvenience. I think if you are someone with a home gym and you're looking for some additional ways to add exercises or simulate or emulate machines in a gym, this would be a good way to do it. Lever arms may not be for everyone, but so far I think it was a good investment and they work for me. Like I said, you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for where I got mine. I purchased mine for $239 as of now. That's the price on Amazon as of the time we're shooting this video. And on the Megastar Fitness site, they go for $329. So it's up to you where you get them from. But if it were me, I'd go the Amazon route simply because you're saving almost $100 there. Good thing is, like I said, Megastar gives you a 2-year replacement service on wear parts. So that's also a good thing. You've got some other options out there in the field like Evol. I think RIT makes some, but price-wise and for what you're getting for your money and the things that you can do with these lever arms, I think this is a great option. And with that being said, we will end the video as far as me talking, and then we'll roll the tape and get into some of the exercises that you can do with these lever arms.